Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this update guys we have the introduction of the plugin plant tier 8, and I thought I'd run through this with you guys to show you just how difficult it actually is, because if you have your characters level up in the correct way, it's not going to be all that bad. Now obviously guys, whenever you're playing in the plugin plant, you're going to be starting off at tier 1, you're going to start building your way up through here, and by the time you get to tier 8, where you should be sitting at is you should be having enough momentum on your characters to be able to get it done. And as far as momentum on your main damage dealer, I have 35,000 momentum. Now I know this is a lot, but believe me, when you start farming through these plugin plants, this is what you're going to get. You don't really need this much to be able to do tier 8, but the more you have, the easier it is to get it done. And whenever you're developing your teams for your plugin plant, and you guys can see that I'm still using a EX character on the team, and then I got 2 UE characters. And I've said this before in the past, but whenever you have your UE characters, you actually can give them more overall points to be able to get done, because you can actually slap on this extra plug-in that gives you that extra power for your overall points. You can see that my Vice here has 3390 on her, and we actually need 3,300. So the first thing you're always trying to make sure you do is that you have enough overall points to be able to get it done in here. So you want to make sure that every one of your characters are above 3,300 OP or overall points in here. And as you guys can see, we are definitely over that threshold. As you progress through here, every time you get new plugin points, even if they don't have momentum on them, your other 2 characters that are on the team besides your damage dealer, you just slap on as much as you can. You just give them the highest overall points possible. So you can see right here, my Rugal has 107 plugin point. Well, you can't see because my face is actually in the way. But if I click this on him, right, that 142, all right, and slap down on him, right, then we get it done. Okay, let's click on this one. See, we're here, we got 64, we got 150 on this one. We have a 142, which is the highest here, and we have a 120. So we got a 123 right here, and if we slap that on, then we actually gain. This doesn't matter, guys. It's just you're looking to gain more overall points on your side characters. And as far as like slapping on card sets on them, I don't use card sets on this. The only time you really want to put card sets on your other characters, or make sure that you have momentum on all your characters, or enough momentum, which is 15,000 and above, is if you're worried about completing the last stage of the plugin plant. But you don't really need to worry about that, guys. You don't gain any more rewards by going to the 6th stage. You can just go to number 5, where you're just going to be using your main damage dealer, and then you just reset and start all over and start farming again, right? And that's exactly what I'm doing. Now I am using 98 Athena as a striker for Ashe. You can absolutely use a UE character to get it done, and my Ashe, guys, is really set up. And I've already farmed in tier 8. I've done 2 different runs in this thing already. I'll show you the one plugin that I did get. I need to put a card on him right here, but I will show you the one plugin I did get for him, and that's this one here that says 165. This plugin is giving 14,628 momentum, which is insane. And the reason that you do this is because momentum is going to increase your damage against elite and boss enemies, something that is going to be in the Aegis Challenge, Tower of Illusion, and then obviously the plugin plant. And it's going to allow you to do a whole bunch more damage to them. And again, just like I showed you guys, he has 34,000 momentum. But let's go ahead and slap another card, because we want to have a little bit more cooldown on this guy. And I think we're just going to find the increased attack by 50% here for old boy there. That'll be good. This really isn't an optimal card for him, but you'll find it'll be just fine because we have enough momentum. All right, so we're gonna jump out here, guys. We're gonna do a little run, and I'm just gonna show you how well we can actually do with 35,000 momentum. I mean, and you're gonna find that with this amount, I mean, and again, you don't need this much, but it really does help. Okay, so I'm going to save my 98 Athena. We don't really need to use her right now, and we're going to be using our 3PGs as much. Now what a lot of players do is they try to use their 3PGs and defaults as much as they can to always stall the timer. This will allow you to do more damage over time, right? In my situation, since I have enough momentum, I don't really have to worry about necessarily so much. Okay, so we're just going to run through our skills here, get it done, get it done, get it done. All right. And as you guys can see, we're pretty much melting these guys, okay? Boom, shakalaka, no problem at all. I mean, Ashe is just, I got him set up really well, which is why I'm showing you. And the fact that I got EX Rugal on this team just shows you guys that even at tier 8, you can still use an EX character on your team and get enough momentum. In fact, I'm willing to bet you can still use 2 EX characters and get it done as long as you got one level 90 UE character with enough overall points on them, all right? Just gonna run through our skills and Murder, She Wrote, my friends. Murder, She Wrote. And what a beautiful animation this thing is. Just awesome. Love it to death, right? Now, something about the plug-in plants that's really kind of a freaking pain is that you can farm and farm this thing till the end of time, guys, and it might be an eternity before you get the right plugin that you're looking for. That one that I showed you, as I said earlier, took me 2 rounds through here for me to get that plugin. 2 full rounds. That means I faced 10 different stages before I got the plugin I wanted. And, you know, that one plugin is the only one that was worth a crap as far as momentum. Just that one. And a lot of games do this. I was talking about this on the live stream earlier. A lot of games do this kind of thing where you farm for certain materials and you're trying to get certain stats. For example, like in Solo Leveling Arise, you're trying to farm for what's called artifacts, and you're trying to get certain stats on them, and you can farm for an eternity before you ever get the stat that you look for. Wuthering Waves does a similar thing with their echoes, and so on and so on and so on, guys. Lots of games do this to where they incorporate a ton of RNG, so that way you can have to play this crap over and over and over and over. And yeah, it does suck, but I tell you what, it's pretty damn satisfying when you get a really OP plugin. I mean, when I saw that 15,000, we're just going to say 15,000 momentum, that was godly to see something like that. And it really does help, again, as far as doing damage, because momentum will increase your damage against elite and boss enemies, as I said earlier, and overpower decreases damage, right? You only want to put overpower on characters that you're trying to keep alive, characters that you're trying to make tankier. Your damage dealer should always have as much momentum as possible in these plug-in plants, all right? Murder, murder, murder. And as you can see, guys, I haven't even used Athena even one time. Really don't need to. And that's another thing, right? You know, whenever you're setting up your teams, if you have enough momentum on your character and you start putting overpower, you could easily use a different striker. I just like using 98 Athena, but you don't have to use her. You can use other characters. I mean, honestly, the UE character's got some insane buffs, like Elizabeth, who just got buffed up. You know, increase attack by 50%, increase your finisher skill damage, just OP as hell. Maki with the increased 60% attack, Kusanagi, like all these characters are just insane, right? You can use whatever color striker you want. And you guys can see the damage that we're actually doing to this boss. I'm gonna go ahead and use Athena just to go ahead and fill up a little bit. And yeah, murder, 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 right? And hopefully, you know, after this run, we might actually get a good plug-in and you guys can see, you know, maybe what is possible out of here. The one power level on that one I just showed you was like 161, I believe, which is a lot. And again, the more power you have on your plugins, the more overall points that you can actually gain, the more momentum, the more damage you do to elite and boss enemies. You can see that this boss is an elite boss, and there's a boss right there. It says boss and elite on top of them. Then that's how you know when that momentum is really going to play a part, is whenever you're fighting these kinds of enemies. God almighty, this 3PG is so cool. I honestly never get tired of seeing this thing. I mean, it's pretty sick. Hopefully my mic didn't get wacky because it was tilted there a little bit. We'll see, we'll see. But let's go. And yeah, it's really, really disappointing also whenever you play these things and you don't get the plugin that you're looking for, right? Because when I'm farming in this, I'm straight up looking for momentum, right? Okay, so we got power level 139, 120, 133, 146. Nothing, I mean, they're good, but honestly, for tier 8, it's really nothing special. And right here, we have momentum up to 9200 on a critical hit. This is actually a pretty damn good plugin. We have this one here with 8064 momentum. We have this one here with increased basic attack damage by 35%. This is honestly not that great, again, for a tier 8 plugin. I mean, it's nice to get all that extra HP, but let's be honest, we're looking for damage. And again, it's just, I mean, 42% increase after 3 skill damage isn't bad, right? That's not bad at all, but it's not really as good as what we want. So we're going to go ahead and do one more round. We're going to jump in here and get it done. And you saw how easy that was, guys. We had a couple minutes left of that last plug-in stage. No problem. Can easily get through this. I had to adjust my mic again there just to make sure it doesn't get wacky on me. Okay. And let's do it to it. We're going to rock and roll and get it done, right? And whenever you do come in here, if you don't see these big numbers, then you know that you need more momentum. If you're not doing much damage, Because a lot of times, if you don't have enough momentum on them, it's going to show like 2 damage, 3 damage, really no numbers, and you're going to be like, what's going on here? Why am I not doing any damage? Like, what the hell? Like, seriously, this kind of sucks. It's a little discouraging when you see that, that's for sure. All right. And boom, shakalaka, right? I'm pretty much just face tanking. And again, when your characters are leveled up and they're level 90, you have enough overall points, you can pretty much face tank with most characters and get it done. Not all, but most characters, right? Ashe, for sure, you definitely can. He's just ridiculous, guys. Very strong. OP as hell. Okay, and rock and roll. Let's go. And yeah, murder, my friends, murder. Okay, let's go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and use Athena there. Whoops, we're gonna go ahead and use Athena. Get that heal. My nose itches. Oh man, what a bummer. But we want to get that heal. The Athena is nice because you're getting a 30% HP recovery heal. 30% is a lot. Best healer in the game. Just crazy. Just kind of makes things a little bit brain dead for you. Okay, we want to try to stay out of all that. Anytime you see the red circles below you, you want to kind of try to avoid that, although most of the time you don't really have to worry about too much because, again, these UE characters are very tanky. They can take a lot of damage, especially if you do have overpower on them. But like I said earlier, for your damage dealer, like in Ashe's case, you want to have as much momentum as possible. I know that's not what he says, but, I just having a little fun here. Okay, let's go. All right, and you really kind of want to time when you use your EX cores or your Phantom UE skills. All right, and honestly, man, after these buffs, God almighty, just so good. Nice, huh? We're just gonna go ahead and do the 3PG. Just go ahead and murder since we don't have anything off our skills, or our skills are still on cooldown. Okay. I just love when he holds out that, man. It looks so cool. I never really get tired of playing with good old Ashe, man. Hell yeah. All right. And really, ever since these buffs, like for all these UE characters, the fact that they can build up their Phantom State bar so fast just means that you're able to use their max Phantom UE skill damage at all times, every time you build it up, right? Instead of every other time, like what it was before for Ashe, now you can do it every single time. And the same goes for all these other characters that they're buffing up, which is nice. I mean, for example, Shinwu and Elizabeth now, guys, they build up their Phantom State bar a lot faster than what they did before. And because they do more damage, it's going to make them a lot better in these game modes as well, which is very helpful. Okay. All right. Let's go. Get it done. Man. The crisscross is awesome. Murder. Okay. All right. I honestly would be really happy if we ever got like Kofas on Steam or something, because sometimes the client's a little wacky, right? Come on. Let's go. I don't know if you guys ever have this problem, but every once in a while I get kicked out of the PC client. Let me know down in the comments if that ever happens to you guys. But it does happen to me every once in a while. Kind of a little bit annoying, if I do say, man, a little bit annoying. And the same thing happens with solo leveling Arise as well. I'll get kicked out every once in a while, and I got to restart the client, or I got to go into my task manager, end it, right, disable it, and then enable it afterwards, and then it'll work just fine. It's a really strange thing, right? And again, notice I don't really use Athena all that much, which really goes to show you that I don't really need her, in all honesty, guys. But a lot of times I just like to do all 5 of these stages in a row. But I mean, if you're farming in here, you can just do the first stage over and over and over. Just do the first stage, reset it, do it again. Really isn't a big deal. The plugins don't get no better as you go through these stages, guys. Whether you do stage 1 or stage 6, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't get any better. There, we're going to go ahead and use Athena. Okay? So don't ever stress if you're not going all the way to stage 6. It doesn't matter. Again, because the rewards are no better. And all of these stats on these plugins is complete RNG. And yes, I know you can change the stats, but that's also a ridiculous amount of RNG and an obscene amount of gold in certain situations, which is why I don't generally do it. I just don't generally do it at all. We were able to finish that in under, well, over 3 minutes, under 3 minutes, right? So hopefully we can get a good plug-in right here, but we'll see, right? Like I said earlier, I did 2 rounds and got nothing. So we have a 131, 134, 132. We got a 153. That's pretty high power. 120. So let's see what's on here. This one is, I mean, and guys, I'm going to say crap because for me, I'm looking for momentum, okay? I'm looking for momentum. If I don't see it, all I see is crap, right? And the reason for that for me is because in the game modes where you need increase to blast skill damage or increase to strike skill damage or basic attack damage, which is guild raid, colossal boss dungeon, the rewards are dog crap in those game modes. So that's why I just mainly look for momentum, because with momentum you actually gain more. Oh, look at this one. So this guy, right, the 153, 10% chance to increase momentum by 10,900 when attacking an enemy. This is very, very good, especially with characters who do lots and lots of hits. And on top of that, you're going to get more power, making it even easier to get it done. So really, really nice plugin right there. So it's actually really good that I got to show you that, guys, during this live. So hopefully you guys are, farming in the plugin plan, so that way it'll make your life a lot easier, especially for the Ages Challenge, because that momentum is going to make a big, big difference for you. And again, guys, you just work your way up, just constantly keep, leveling up and putting as many overall points on your supporting characters, your other 2 characters on the team, if they're not damage dealers, as much as you can, but increase your momentum as much as you can on your main damage dealer. When you're first starting out, you want to put as many overall points in your main damage dealer on all 3 of your characters as much as you can, but you want to try to work your way into adding more and more momentum to your damage dealer as you progress through here. So guys, let me know what you think about the Tier 8 plug-in plan. I do stream on Twitch and YouTube. Link to Twitch in the description below, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.